Okay, so fair gamed is when they do, again, it's when they do things like what?
Stalking, harassment. I mean, any of this stuff is fair gaming. I have been fair gamed. I'm just not fair game to the level that, Leah and Mike are. Fair game comes from 1967. There was a policy letter Hubbard wrote, which was later canceled, but the practice is still in full force. And fair game means that this individual who is labeled as fair game means Scientologists are authorized to do anything they want to that person, and nothing bad. There will be no bad consequences to them from Scientology based on Scientology's ethics and justice codes. And Scientology has extensive lists of rules and guidelines and codes as to what you can and can't do. And for example, you're not supposed to badmouth fellow Scientologists in the public forum. You're not supposed to bring legal suit against Scientologists. You're not supposed to do this and this and this to them. Well, all that's canceled when you're declared fair game. Now Scientologists can do whatever they want to you, and the church will just go, yeah, not a problem. We don't care. We're all good with that. And in the past, Hubbard actually recommended in writing using violence against church critics. He referred to, sort of euphemistically referred to shooting them with a .45 pistol. And we know that there has been breaking and entering and stalking and harassment and private investigators sicked on people. There was one guy who had people camped outside of his house for months, just out there following him everywhere he went, following his wife everywhere he went. It was ridiculous. So this is the kind of stuff they can get up to when they really decide that they need to do something about you,
Wow. And this website, Leah Remini Aftermath, looks like that's a Scientology website.
It's completely a Scientology.
It's meant to fair game Leah Remini.
Leah, Mike, and everybody who was ever on the show. They all get hate pages. It's like Oprah. Everybody gets a hate page. Everybody gets fair gamed,
This is helping me understand what's happened to me, because I haven't been thinking about this in the way that you're describing the way science, but I've been trying to make sense of the hate and the adversity that I've experienced, and thinking of it as coming from the church and from people in the church helps me think better about what's happened to me, because I haven't thought enough about how the church might be involved in the things that I've had to face.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a thing. I'm just going to stretch my legs a little here. If you don't want to be paranoid, right? This is the constant struggle for us as Scientology critics, right? Is you don't want to be paranoid. You don't want to think every single little criticism or troll comment is, must be from the church or must be from OSA. But you have to deal with the reality that these are people who monitor our internet 24/7. These are people who have people dedicated to watching social media. These are people who are dedicated to and who hire private investigators to follow you and stalk and harass you. The stalking can occur without you knowing anything about it. The Church of Scientology followed, David Miscavige had 2 private investigators follow a man for 25 years, and he never picked up that he was being followed. 25 years, they were monitoring this guy's communications, friendships, relationships, jobs. They were monitoring everything about his life and reporting every week back to David Miscavige on what he was doing, where he was living, who he was meeting with. And the guy never had any idea that was happening. So that's why you see me be a little circumspect about the fair gaming, because I could have been being followed around for the last 7 years and have no clue that that's what was happening. There's a noisy and there's a covert way of doing this. And Scientology has engaged in both over the years.
Yeah. And I'm being told more and more that the Mormon Church does this too, with people like me, Sam Young, Bill Reel, others.
Yeah, it's a thing. And when you know that that's a reality, it's not paranoia to wonder, where are these comments coming from? Where's this vitriol coming from? Where's some of this anger coming from? Because some people, you wonder, like, you get these like way out of proportion responses to some of your work. And you're like, what is this? It's
Yeah.
just kind of strange. Well, that's cults.